States. Deputy Chair of the Reparations Council of Jamaica, Attorney Bert Samuels, has denounced the United States for voting against the resolution on the enslavement of Africans. The United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution on Wednesday, proposed by Ghana, that recognized the enslavement of Africans during the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity. 123 countries voted in favor of the resolution, while Argentina, the United States, and Israel opposed, and several European nations abstained. Mr. Samuels has also expressed surprise at a similar action by Israel, taking into account the murder of millions of Jews during World War II. But he agrees the abstentions and opposition to the UN resolution do not detract from the moment.
I'm particularly troubled about Israel's position. I know no one wants to criticize them, but they had 4 years of the Holocaust, and we thought that our 400 years of our Holocaust would not be voted against. But racism runs deep in the world. People feel that if they suffered for 4 years, it's more and it's graver than our 400 years. United States should be ashamed of itself. A huge part of its population were enslaved and built America, and they have the gall to come before United Nations and oppose that this happened in their backyard. So it's a great day, as my sisters just said, and we celebrate it.
Deputy Chair of the Reparations Council of Jamaica, Attorney Bert Samuels.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show for the final Tuesday in the month of March. Welcome to all my listeners on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. Yeah, man. Welcome, 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 welcome. We welcome everybody. Share up this live, Share it up. Share it up. Happening now, Jamaica is in Mexico playing the Republic of Congo. Jamaica in Mexico playing the Republic of Congo. 0-0 at halftime is the scoreline. It is an evening that we gonna be touching on a little sports champs was just completed. Yeah, so Jamaica played the Republic of Congo. Nats, come take the call off me, please. And it is 0-0. That is what the scoreline is. But I'm call you back because I'm going to make a quick link up with Arville Higgins, one of Jamaica's top sportscaster. Looking at the game, I don't like how my team are playing. My team playing at them half too much. We're playing an hour half too much. So Congo are playing an hour half and we are playing an hour half. Hold on for me. Putting the team, in my view, under a lot of pressure. But before the half start, make we get Arville Higgins on the line. Before the half start, so we can get an update from somebody who knows the sports very well. Yeah. Yes, I am. Hold on there. Arville, good afternoon. How you doing?
Not too bad.
I know you're watching the game, but what are your assessment on the first half?
Well, we are playing the only tactical game where we would have a chance. We couldn't have gone into this Congo game and open up and play free-flowing attacking football. We would definitely come second if we do that.
Yes.
I think tactically we're getting this right. Sit behind the ball, stay disciplined, play structured, and hope that you're going to hit them on the counter because we're never going to outpossess a team that's around 20-something places better than us. And it's a far better team playing a ball playing team. So far, so good. We have kept it scoreless. I think the Jamaica team would be the happier of the two teams. We just want to take the chances now when they come and try to keep our defensive shape.
So it is a must-win game. So it goes down to what? Extra time and penalties if no goal is scored?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we play that tactical game in the first half. What should we do in the second half? Should we change?
We're not going to win this game by more than 1-0 unless we are 1-0 up and Congo shows a lot of people at us. And we hit them late with them trying to get a second goal. So Jamaica in this game is looking for a goal. We're not going to win 3 love, 4 love.
Yes.
So our aim at this point, stay focused, get the goal when you can, stay defensive, keep your shape. And they will now have to come. And then hopefully you can get a second goal. But as long as the score is 0-0, Jamaica will be happier.
What are your predictions for the game finally?
I think they still will squeeze us by a 1-0. But I'm hoping I'm wrong.
So you're carrying Congo by 1-0.
Yeah, no, when I say carrying Congo, I'm carrying Jamaica.
Yeah, but you are predicting that Congo going to win 1-0.
I think Congo are probably the team most likely to score. But I hope I'm wrong. They came very close a while ago.
All right, I give you a shout right after the game, my brother.
All right, good.
Blessings. Brilliant save by Andre Blake. And as I keep saying, we are playing the ball too much in our half. If Jamaica win this match, they are in the World Cup. If Congo win, they are in the World Cup. So it's 2 spaces to finish the qualifiers tonight. Iraq going to be playing, who Iraq playing again? Suriname? Forget who Iraq going to be playing. But Iraq going to be playing in the second match. So it's just 2 space leave for the World Cup 2026, which will be played in Mexico, Canada, and the United States. Caribbean Radio, good evening everybody on Portland Spice TV. This is the Colin Bell Show. My name is Colin Bell, of course, and I'm going to be with you for the next 2 hours. We watching the game as well as we're talking to you. We're going to be joined by Ralston Iman later on. I believe, on the contrary, that Jamaica have to find some attacking play. We have to find some attacking play. Here are we inside the 18-yard box of the Congo. We gave away the ball just on the top of the 18. And I don't want to start commentating the game, but we're going to be talking to Daniel. What's her name again, Nats? Daniel Dowie, former athlete. And she was one of the commentators at the boys and the girls champs. We're going to be talking to her somewhere about 5:30, closer to the end of the game. And then after that, we're going to be joined by Ralston Iman to talk a little about Jamaica's economy. So, a lot of things happening in Jamaica, people. The budget debate has been completed. We here at Portland Spice TV, led by our teacher, Ralston Iman, believe that that budget needs to be recast. The budget does not work. The paper that it's written on, you can't put a budget and base the budget with gas price at $60 a barrel. And even when you were doing that, gas price was about anywhere between $62 and $64 a barrel. Right now, oil is more than $100 a barrel. So we have to look at this budget and say the budget is not credible. The fiscal commissioner has pointed out a number of things that the budget did not address and still has not addressed. We listened to the Prime Minister. We listened to the Finance Minister, and they were not detailed and clear about what is going to happen with this war in the Middle East, how it is going to affect Jamaica, as it will affect every country on the planet based on what is happening with oil in the Middle East. So we are of the opinion that we are of the opinion that the budget has to be recast. And if they don't do it immediately, like we say, we know that within another 3 months, there will be a supplementary budget. So, you know, it is rather sad that our leaders are showing that little bit of understanding for global politics, what is happening with the war. The Fiscal Commission also state that the government put in a number for salaries and the negotiations for the wage bill has not yet been completed, and there's no guarantee of what civil servants will accept, and therefore to cast the budget that way not show the kind of responsibility and the kind of acknowledging brilliant save. They're showing the replay of the save by Andre Blake. It was a brilliant save, full stretch, flying in the air to make that save, to keep Jamaica in the game at a 0-0 scoreline. They are playing in Mexico, people. It is the final match, the second to last match of World Cup qualifiers. Right after this match, Iraq will be playing. I'm trying to remember who they will be playing, but Iraq will be playing right after this. Good ball down the flank by Jamaica. Cut inside, beats his man, loses the ball. Me used to do a little of the football commentating, you know. We are versatile. Telling you every day. Tell you every day. So, boys and girls champs was something to behold. What a young lady name that's that we were watching this morning? No, there is a young girl that ran on under 11. Yes, send her the link. She ran under 11 seconds in the 100 meter. Brilliant. 5:30, right? Yes. Showing lots of talent, and we see a lot of new talent in the champs. Bolivia, yes. So Iraq will be playing Bolivia, and I'm carrying Bolivia to win that game because we are playing at altitude. It's the same field that they're going to be playing on, playing at altitude. I hope the Jamaicans can stand the 90 minutes, you know. Cheer it up. Cheer it up. Now, yesterday, we are on Caribbean Radio this evening, so a couple of the things we're going to bring forward. We're going to bring forward a couple of the things that is happening. And we want to bring our people in the diaspora up to speed with what is happening down there in central Kingston. Kaskas, Wolipa Kaskas Agwan. Wolipa Kaskas Agwan down at central Kingston. So we're going to bring them up to speed and some of it.
Mongrel Donovan, me know your file. Donovan when I come from nowhere. I demand them up at Tower Hill. Used to rob the yappies them and feed you and your family. I frighten. You never angle money in your life. Yeah. And you see all of them vice note, fuck with me. And see if me not let them go in at the public. Leave me alone, Donovan. You hear me? I want you. Mongrel Donovan, leave me alone. I frighten, you know. You forgot so when you come in at the constituency, you never have no money. A liquor Danny used to lend you money. And you make liquor Danny dead. You, cause the boy lend you money, and when you pay him back Christmas, you give the boy $50,000 for share for him.
Hold on. So let me make it clear, and let me just apologize for that obscenity that came out a while ago. That there won't be anymore. That's the only one. Totally slipped me that one was in the tape. Let me apologize for that. Jamaica under pressure, clear the ball. So Donovan Williams is the Member of Parliament for Central Kingston, and he's a junior minister of state. Rosie is the councillor for the Raytown division. So the person talking is Rosie. She's a councillor, an elected representative. And she's talking about the Member of Parliament, the man who sits in the House of Representatives.
Fidel and Tavar. That's why Tavar and Fidel runway and eat you. And you met Danny, liquor Danny runway and gone foreign. So me know everything liquor Danny tell me before him go away. Say him no want this you. So him a go leave you alone. Cause you was him liar. Listen, Donovan. Why you think me skeptic of you? Because I know your file. The man them what your brother carry from Towel come down here. Election when you were running at the 2020. As you win the night, the man them come back the morning, come tell me, say, oh, no, sorry, Donovan in the seat. Donovan feisty, Donovan thief, Donovan mean, and Donovan lie. Yeah. And every day the man them call me and say me they tell you, Rosie, so I go sorry, Donovan in the seat because Donovan are wicked. But let me tell you something, me I get you out here. And me carry you in here, you know. Me never know when you are coming here. Remember, them never tell me when you are coming here. You come in by night. But me wait to the place where me born and grow to take you out. And me go take you back out here. Me go take you back out here because you must lose. If you stay till election, buy your ticket. Enrich yourself. Because of that you do. Enrich yourself. And the people them poorer. The people them poor like church laws in the constituency. Because all the money them were used to come in the seat, where contractors used to come in here and the man them used to get them 200 and them 300 and them this and them that. From you come in here at 2 and 3 people at work on a project and you alone I get the money from the contractor them. But me said, Donovan, leave me alone. Because your file a go out in the public. And everything when me attack, me can prove it. Everything. Me say, Lawrence Rowe send me a text. If him can talk to me, he want to talk to me about something. If I didn't know Sir Lawrence Rowe number, I wouldn't even answer it. But it never have no name on it. When I call back the number and ask, who is this? Him say Lawrence Rowe. He want to ask me a question. Lawrence Rowe asks me, tell me, say Chris and Ramon, the list of the Raytown division, people them will forget the $20,000. Him gave Alia 100 paper farms for fill out. And Alia do all kind of things with the farm them and stupidness and him give them to Ramon and Chris and now the people them now gonna get the benefits because it late and the farms them not do. My ask Lawrence Rowe, why you bringing that argument to me? I have nothing to do with the farms. When una do no things, una never tell me nothing. Wanna bring. But guess what? Lawrence Rowe go on like him smart. Him a try to feel me out if me and Alia and Chris and Ramon in a dialogue. So him want to know if on a circle is trustworthy. Your circle, Donovan Williams, not trustworthy because you have Lawrence Rowe in there will walk and talk everything. Him a carry news to you and him a carry news to everybody else. So your circle will never private. Never. Because Donovan, me know every single thing where you do, how you do, when you do, where you do. You ask them where you have around you. If me did make them know nothing where me I do anytime at all. Them get duties for execute. Them never get duties. Them never be a part of no decision making because me know me did have a whole heap of boy, girl I deal with. So me know what to say to them and when not to say to them. Leave me alone, Donovan. You hear me? I want.
Ease up. Caribbean Radio, good evening. You're listening to Rosie. Rosie is the counselor for the Raytown division in Central Kingston. And the Donovan you hear she talking about is Donovan Williams, the member of parliament for Central Kingston. She's talking about a man who sits in the House of Representatives. That is what is happening in Central Kingston in Jamaica politics. Jamaica playing Mexico. Here's a chance. Jamaica playing the Republic of Congo in Mexico. World Cup qualifier. Jamaica on the attack. On the flank. Leon Bailey with the ball. Cross inside. And it goes out for a goal kick to the Republic of Congo. We have a call on the line. Nevio, Wagwan.
Mr. Bell, good evening.
Yes, Nevio, good evening.
Why you doing that? Why you playing the tape, Mr.
And you know who listening? You know which part of this tape gone? You see the station there was named Caribbean Radio HD 97.9 HD4 cover the widest part of Florida. We are in Philadelphia. We are in New Jersey. So
may I beg you do it? Not play no more. Please, sir. Not play no more.
Yeah, that's why. Jamaica is on the attack again. And Jamaica wins a corner.
Both political party have its time when it have its good day and its bad day. Today for me, tomorrow for you. But please, sir, not play no more. But make I just you since you played, make I just you heard me though. You
Yes,
heard me
man,
loud
I'm
and
hearing you loud and clear.
make I just use the opportunity to say that we have some GLP bloggers, especially a particular one, who will lie on her dead mother for what reason I don't know. And they have a video out there that these voice notes were leaked from information media, a political WhatsApp group in which I am a part of. Rosie Hamilton is also a part of. And it is not true. The voice note then were put into a workers group in Central Kingston.
Oh, so is labor rights leak the voice note them?
Labor right leak the voice note them, but the voice note them did not put into information media until after they are over social media. And we have 3 GLP bloggers who put video, what you want to call out there, that the voice notes were leaked from information media. It is not true.
It's not
it
true.
is
Hold on.
not.
Hold on. Me no have no interest in who leak them or who no leak them in a nephew.
No, I know. Hold on. You don't have.
Let me ask you a question. The things them where Rosie Hamilton has said, are those things true?
I can't say yes or no. I don't know. But she said them. But all I am saying that these 3 labor right bloggers who have done more harm to the Labour Party, more and good, especially a particular one. All she do is to lie on social media. And the reason why she do it,
hold on. I want to make you come here so this evening a cuss Labour right blogger. Hey. What's her name?
And the reason why she's doing it.
What's her name? Me want to know her name. Tell me her name.
And then don't worth it to be for me to mention out of my mouth. Not going to mention her name out of my mouth. She's a cruel girl, and she's doing more harm to the Labour Party more and good. She lies to her teeth. You understand me?
I know me and say so.
You understand me? People, and when I say it, I say
to the people on Caribbean Radio that this is a GLP man talking here. You hear, brother Gary?
You
this
understand?
is a GLP man talking.
That girl is a national disgrace, and she has been doing more harm. And she's one of them who make you a cuss Labour rights to their lie.
Then if they lie,
she is one of them.
If they
lie, Labour rights to their lie.
All when they talk about PNP mash up economy, the worst time in Jamaica's economy was between 2008 and 2011. That was the worst state that the Jamaican economy has ever been in our history. That was the only time we were kicked out of the multilaterals, locked out, expelled.
The record book have shown that the economy under the Jamaica Labour Party grew more and under the PNP. Edward Siaga of the record, apart from in the Bustamante days, where the economy grew by about 6%. But the
that
problem
time
with
people
Edward Siaga,
that time people are suffer.
the problem with Edward Siaga, he were borrowing a lot.
Yes.
He were
The
borrowing a
GLP
lot.
borrowed the most money in Jamaica's history.
And the argument at the time is that the economy were growing, but it wasn't filtering down to the ordinary command on the ground. But the book tells you that under Edward Siaga, the economy grew more. Michael Manley, P.J. Patterson, Portia Simpson, Peter, you name them, and don't take my word. Check the record.
Yes, but it never benefit the people of Jamaica. It benefit Eddie and his friend.
I am not going to dispute the fact that the ordinary.
I'm going to call you back because I'm going to talk a little sports. Champs just finished, and we saw a lot of talent, and right now Jamaica is playing the Republic of Congo. 65 minutes in the game, 0-0. And Jamaica looking a little bit better in this half. I will call you back after I finish talk to Daniel.
All right, Kylie.
Blessings. All right. Let me bring on this beautiful lady, Miss Danielle Dowie, commentator, former athlete. That's what I should say.
Yes, I'm a sports analyst, track and field analyst, and former athlete. I ran the 400 hurdles and I started representing Jamaica from I was about 15, 16 years old up until about 23, 24 years old. And then I wrapped up my athletic career around 27, 28.
Well done, and thanks for your service. Good. Oh, that's a beautiful header, just going wide. We're still watching. That was Leon Bailey with a header, with a diving header a while ago. And just going wide at the post. Jamaica playing the Republic of Congo. We're looking at the match, World Cup qualifying. Champs 2026, Daniel. Give us your review of Champs.
Well, I was quite impressed with Champs in terms of the performances. I was really, really proud at how competitive Champs was. And a contributor to that is the development of the programs across rural schools. Me being one of the athletes who left a rural school, which I attended Teachfield High School in Portland, and I left to go to Wilma's Girls in search of better opportunities. Athletes don't have to do that anymore, right? Because you can stay at rural school and you can be recognized and you can get that scholarship that you need to go overseas or locally to further your education and maximize the opportunities. And the coaches across the schools now are educated and they're trained coaches. When I was at Teachfield, my PE teacher, who was a fantastic mathematics teacher, Mr. Dunstan, God bless his soul. He's a legend in teaching history.
He was buried last week? He was buried last week?
Not last week, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. And when he was retiring, he wanted the school to invest more in track and field, and they weren't willing to do it at the time. He wasn't happy with their answer, so he encouraged me to transfer to a school that would really push me to get college education paid for and all that stuff. But now what I see with Champs is I see talent all over, and nobody needs to be poaching talent from the rural schools. So you see fewer transfers because these schools now have more and more GC Foster trained coaches.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's development across the nation in terms of the sport, where you see a lot of more investment and a lot more trained coaches spreading out their wings, picking up a program at a rural school and willing to invest and develop. And it's showing up at Champs. So we're getting top tier performances. We're getting international athletes from the Caribbean coming in because they're like, all right, if I want to get better, I need Jamaica is the place to be. Just like us Jamaican athletes at the collegiate level, we're looking at America. If we want to get to the next level, either we're going to go to a pro club here in Jamaica or we're going to go to the U.S. collegiate system. And so the Caribbean high school athletes are now looking at Jamaica as that development hub. Just like
Yes.
how America is the development hub for the pre-professional collegiate zone, Jamaica is the development hub in the world for high school. Our high school track and field is so advanced and so impressive on a global stage that we attract the Caribbean athletes that they leave their countries and say, all right, I want to make it in
Jamaica
this
is it.
sport. I want to be better. Yeah, I want to get a scholarship. Jamaica is the place to be. And so Champs 2026 is a reflection of that development and the investment that we don't often see that stakeholders in the sport put in. For example, I've been competing for I've competed for quite a while, and a lot of the officials that were there when I competed as a 12-year-old girl at Titchfield, even before I went on to Wolmer's and all of that, and University of Texas, and came back to compete at the nationals. Those officials are still at the track every Saturday serving the nation, and
Yes.
they don't get recognized enough. So Champs 2026 for me was witnessing the development. Even though we have our challenges with certain things, executing the starting system that we often complain about, the days and the changing of Champs, there is development in the midst of all of that. And for me, I having been a part of the system, I appreciate the growth, especially the fact that rural schools don't have to get all their athletes poached anymore. You can stay at your rural school and you can be successful, and that's something that I am happy about. And yeah, so I'm really impressed with the overall performances, though, Champs.
If you're just joining us, this is the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4, stretching across the United States, and we are on PortlandspiceTV at YouTube. We're talking to Danielle Dowie, sports analyst, and she was one of the analysts for TVJ, our national TV station, at the Boys and Girls Champs. Talk to us about some of the talent that stand out for you now.
Oh my God. Of course, the first name that comes to mind is Shania Douglas. She is a super talent.
Phenomenal.
Her physical. Yes. Running under 11 seconds in the 100 meters is no easy feat for a high schooler. Of course, we know Alana Reed has done that. Tina Clayton, one of the twin Clayton sisters, had done that when she was a junior athlete. And now Shania Douglas and Brianna Williams has done that. It's incredible. And also in the 400, in the 300 meters, she ran a time indoor that, from my memory in college, she ran 36 change in the 300 meters indoors, and that's an incredible time. That's a time that
but she blew the field away in the 200 meters. What did she run in the 200?
She broke the national junior record. She ran 22.33 into a negative headwind, and that's a crazy thing, right?
Yes.
The negative headwind means that the breeze is going in your face. It's pushing you back and trying to slow you down. She broke the record with that resistance from the wind. So her performance was amazing. It was legendary. It was astonishing. And I actually was on a team with her a few years ago, Pan American junior team, and she was at the time a younger athlete and still attending Mushet High and running about 55 seconds as a young girl. And I remember I was a part of the administration, and I remember the coaches kind of negotiating like who is gonna run the 4x4 for Jamaica, and they're like, oh, we only have. And I was thinking to myself, after that year, she kind of started to break out into that star, and I always think back to when the coaches were thinking, hey, oh, she's a 55 seconds runner at that time. And then the next year she dropped to 53 and kept dropping and kept getting better. And I'm thinking now that I see her as the superstar, and I think back to when people were like wondering if she should make a relay team, and now she's the future of the country. I think that's pretty amazing. And I hope she remembers that Pan Am team we went to in Puerto Rico. You know, it's just incredible to see the success she's had in that short space of time. And I wish her the best. And I'm really, really proud of her. And
also watched her interview and she sounded very confident.
Yeah, man, I'm actually very impressed with that as well. She's very humble but confident. A great balance of managing her ego, and something that you don't really see well with a lot of the athletes. They're normally off balance in one way or the other, but she is very confident and very professional. There's a point in one of her races that in the semi-final of her 200, her block pedal was not too up to standard, and she alerted the officials and let them know, like, hey, this block pedal needs to be changed. And she did it in a respectful manner, a confident, respectful manner, and they changed it. And I thought, wow, I can't see any of us athletes in my time being bold enough to go up to the officials and say, hey, this block pedal is faulty, please change it. And so she's quite impressive in several feats in terms of performance and how she carries herself. And I love to see when young athletes take things to the next level. And another athlete I want to talk about is Jason Pitta of King College, because a couple of years ago I worked at the corporate area champs when he was a class 3 athlete and he won the 400-meter title. And at the time I nicknamed him Mr. Smooth. And I thought, this guy, the way he runs the 400-meter was so smooth. And this year there was a lot of fanfare about the class 2 boys 400 meters with the rivalry from Calabar's Dwayne Sharp and Excelsior High School's Jaden Campbell, the 400 hurdler, which is the event that I ran, the 400 hurdles. And there was all this talk, and I was thinking to myself, I had the nickname for Jason Pitta, Mr. Smooth, from when he was in class 3, and I was thinking everyone was talking about the other 2 guys looking like they were gonna beat this guy, and I was very passive about it because I was contemplating whether I was biased to still be choosing Mr. Smooth, right? And then when I didn't really declare that I still had a preference for him because, you know, everyone was overwhelmingly picking one of the other guys to win the race. And then when Champs final came, not only did I didn't even see Mr. Smooth. He had graduated from that nickname. The man broke Christopher Taylor's record in such a fashion that the whole of Champs mash up. Like nobody at all predicted that 45.76 run. Nobody predicted that. And I think it was one of the most amazing performances for the entire championships. And to know that out of the trio of guys that were outstanding and that they were predicting that the rivalry would come from, that he was the less known person that they were calling upon. And even somebody like me who had favored him from class 3 had even gone quiet because of how loud they were saying the other 2 persons would have won. And when I saw him win, I said, boy, I should have stick to me Mr. Smooth, you know, because one time I see this boy like him, you know. And I got quieted by everyone's obsession with Sharp of Calabar and Campbell of Excelsior. And when Peter went out and mashed up the place and broke the record, I was like, wow, you know. So that was as phenomenal as what Shania Douglas did. And in the class 1 boys 100 meter, Riquelme Reed.
Yes.
Yeah, we had some crazy performances, and one of the things I want to mention is that the future of Jamaican track and field always feels secure when you go to champs because you see the pipeline of development.
Yes.
You see that. Even in the midst of it getting better and things needing to be improved upon, you see stuff to work with. A lot of data showing you that our Olympics and World Championships future is secured with the talent that we have and how we're developing them.
What are your views on the amount of work that each athlete gets at champs for schools to try and win the championship?
I see that has been improved. In particular, Jamaica College won the title this year. They took over from Kingston College. And I will mention Kingston College as well, because the top schools now are so dominant in their recruiting efforts that they have athletes that don't need to double. Like, athletes are doubling when they're exceptionally well in 2 events, but you actually see a good number of athletes going out doing 1 event and just a relay. And that's not the case. The case in the past is 1 athlete would be doing 3 events. You hardly athletes need to overexert themselves, and coaches need to maximize the athletes. Even athletes from rural schools who have quality athletes with small quantity on the teams, you don't really see the coaches abusing the athletes in that sense of putting them in 5 or 3 things, because really they can only do 3 things.
Right.
So from a just an observation standpoint, because I have not run the numbers, but just off observation, I've noticed that even the top schools are not doing that. Even though they're fighting for championships and they want the points, they have, in a sense, it seems like they've abandoned that process of overworking the athletes and risking injury, damaging their future. You see that happening fewer and fewer. It doesn't seem to be as prevalent as in the past.
How difficult for a rural school, let's say a Teachfield, to get to a stage where they can win champs at this time over the Edwin Allens and the KC and the JC and the... Is that ever going to be possible?
It is possible, and you see on the girls' side, a great example of that is Immaculate Conception High School. There are a corporate area high school, and in the corporate area, for the history of girl championships, it is rural schools who dominate, and the Homewood Technicals, the Vera Technicals, which is the most winning school on the girls' side. But a couple of years ago, Coach Franz Ford at Immaculate started his campaign to improving the program there. And Immaculate was in a battle with Homewood Technical for 3rd at champs. And it was a serious battle. It wasn't a delusional battle. And what they've done is they've gotten a full coaching staff to focus on all the areas of track and field: the throws, the jumps, the vertical jumps, the horizontal jumps, the distance events, the middle distance events, and the sprints. So they've seen the formula. They know that you have to have representation across all the events to stand a chance. And they've done the work. They've gotten representation across the events, and they've been building, and it shows. They've gotten from outside of just barely being in the top 10, and now they're fighting for top 3. They finished 4th, and it's Immaculate. Who would think that Immaculate would be 4th at champs?
In girls' champs?
Anybody in years. Immaculate would be one of the schools who would have 1 or 2 quality athletes, and we would be happy and celebrating that they made a final. Oh, it's just an academic school, and that's it. So it's very possible for a school like Teachfield, if they invest, and Teachfield has been quite impressive, especially throughout the jumps at champs. Over the years, Teachfield has had a 1 and 2 sprinter, a 1 and 2 800 runner, a 1 and 2 athlete. But this year, you've seen a strong presence from Teachfield in the jumps and certain technical events that you know that you can infer that, okay, they definitely have a good jumps coach at Titchfield because they have a strong representation in the jumps. So it's a matter of developing athletes across disciplines and continuing that development, right? When you get first farmers coming, you make sure you start building your replacements if you're, from what you have at your school. But it's very possible. It takes investment. It's not a thing where the coaches can totally. Sometimes you're lucky and the talent shows up at your school, because I'll tell you something. A lot of the athletes that go to St. Jago and Heidel, they're from Portland. They're from Portland.
Makanoff from Heidel is a Portland girl.
She is a Portland. Her mom works at the hospital. And her mom, I met her mom a few years ago, and I see her in Port Antonio. And a lot of athletes that do well at Champs are from Portland, and people don't know. So once the programs here develop, even the talent that we had at Port Antonio High, she was a student in my class in 7th grade, Kevina Bourne. She transferred to high, and she sat this year out. So next year we'll see what she's gonna be doing. But a lot of athletes are being poached from different parishes, and Portland is one where it's rich in talent. But when they go to other schools, people don't know that these people are Portlanders. And now, because Titchfield and Port Antonio High are rapidly developing their athletes now, people are seeing, okay, well, there's this Port Antonio High School girl, there's this Titchfield boy who finished 3rd, and it's multiple athletes. And Buff Bay has been doing well as well. So there is this trajectory of development, and it takes a lot of money. So I encourage the past students of those schools to donate, because it's costly to invest in sports. It takes a lot. Vitamins, managing the body becomes the machine.
Nutrition.
And so went to Port Antonio High, Titchfield High, Buff Bay High. Do think about giving back, even if it's just a 20 US. Don't think it's small. Even if you can just buy 3 pairs of sneakers and find out from the coaches what size, those things matters. They make a difference.
Tell me something about the crowd at Champs this year. The crowd not look like what the crowd normally look like to me.
No, the crowd seemed a little skinny. It seemed meager. I thought about it because obviously revenue is a big thing. With pulling in the money. I have no numbers on the online income from like One Spot Media streaming, but I know in person it didn't seem like what we saw over the years.
Yes.
And I contemplated it. You always want to know that people are showing up. When I look in the grandstands, I think Friday night seemed to have been the most packed day out of all the 5 days. But we didn't really get numbers that I've seen over the years as somebody who has been competing throughout the late, well, how should I say, I've been competing at Champs from 2007, and coming up, I've been attending Champs. So I've seen higher turnouts, and so that is concerning, and a lot of people who come to Champs are Jamaicans from overseas, and they've been complaining that the 100 meters have moved to Wednesday night, and so the
scheduling is a problem as well.
Weekend. Yeah, it's really tough because the scheduling is geared towards the stakeholders thinking about the athletes needing to double and rest and perform well. But for the spectators, the 100 meters being on Wednesday is a problem.
Finally, Daniel, Carifta coming up right after Champs. How does the Jamaica team look for Carifta?
honestly, Carifta has always been our sports day. We have, you know, it's always been our sports day, and we've always been quite cocky about Carifta, and we try to always break our max records. I think when I competed at Carifta, it was maybe we were around a max of 76 or 78 medals. And so it's always been Jamaica trying to beat ourselves for Carifta.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's never easy,
Oh, wow.
right? Because we've had like Trinidad and Tobago, the Bahamas, and Barbados. We've had really strong, tough competition from the other islands, but because of our numbers and our
Yes.
quality, we've always maintained our dominance. So it's not that the other Caribbean islands are not bringing quality, because they do take the gold medals and they do take the silver and the bronze in many events, and Jamaicans come home without. But because of our numbers and the quality, Jamaica has maintained dominance. I can't tell when last Jamaica went to Carifta and didn't come out as the winningest team with the most medals.
But how does our
That has
quality
not.
look this year?
Well, I don't expect anything less than traditionally us dominating Carifta. Our quality is there, even with the presence of our international Caribbean athletes or regional athletes who are excelling at champs. Yes, they're going to take some of the events, but nothing to stop Jamaica's dominance.
All right, Daniel, thank you very much for spending the time this evening talking to us about boys and girls champs, the greatest of its kind on the planet. Anything you want to say finally before you go?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me. It was my pleasure, and just to the fans listening that continue to support our athletes and to go easy on them when they don't perform how you want them to perform. Track and field is an intense sport. You spend a lot of time in your head trying to be the best athlete you can be. So when you see an athlete underperform in your expectations, show some grace and be supportive, because it's a tough thing to show up every day and give up your best at the track, and that's what they do. They are naturally they're naturally warriors, right? Because they have to go out there and push themselves every single day in training, and when they show up to the track, sometimes when they underperform, it's just a little nerves. Nobody diss them. Show them some love.
Thank you. That was Daniel Dowie, former athlete, sports analyst. And the producer said you still give our goose pimple every time you speak. Thank you, Daniel.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Blessings. Daniel Dowie talking about boys and girls championship just concluded last weekend. The teacher is in the class. Ralston, good evening.
Yeah, man. Good evening, and good evening to the listeners.
Blessings and welcome, my brother.
Blessings.
We are in the 90th minute. Jamaica versus the Republic of Congo. Jamaica don't look so bad in the second half at all. It's a better showing in the second half. I don't know if the altitude is now playing its part. Congo is on the attack right on top of the Jamaica 18-yard box. Jamaica.
Score still nil all.
The score is still nil all. Jamaica cleared the ball off the 18. Well, Blake made an excellent save in the second half to keep us in the game.
Okay, as usual.
Yeah, man, he's keeping us in the game.
As usual.
I think the game, well, we're what, 6 minutes of extra time. And we got 3 minutes and 50 seconds out of that 6 minutes. Coming up to full time. So it looked like we're going to be going into what? Extra time and penalty?
Extra time or penalty. Extra time first.
Yes. So, Ralston, what went on today?
Well, today was a big day, you know.
Yes?
Big deal. Yeah.
Talk.
So the first thing is that the Bank of Jamaica intervened in the foreign exchange market again today.
Yes.
with $30 million, and the people wanted $80 million. So the excess demand over the last 2 days is 93.5 million.
What is causing that demand, Raleigh?
Demand because we are importing more and we are exporting less. For the first 11 months of last year, we imported 2.2% more, to 6.8 billion, and we exported 11% less to 1.5 billion. So all of those bills are to be paid. So people need money now to pay their bills.
So why is it that the Bank of Jamaica is coming out so shaky?
Huh?
Why the Bank of Jamaica coming out so shaky? They're not coming out with the amount of money that is required
Well,
by the business people.
this is something that we see frequently, misjudgment on the part of the BOJ, because yesterday the shortfall was $45 million. So if they were concentrating on reading the market properly, they would have come in the market with 50 or 60 million today instead of
Right.
30 million again.
And
Yeah,
the
so they
people
are not
want
doing the
80 million,
interventions
you say?
properly. Huh?
And the people want 80 million?
Yeah, today. So if they read the situation yesterday properly when the excess demand was 45 million, they would have come in the market with about 60 million or 70 million today. I told you yesterday that they would come back again. They are not doing the thing properly.
What is this now doing to the NIR?
Well, the NIR is being drawn down. Because if you're not earning and you're spending more, you have to continue to draw down on the NIR.
So, just for the listeners and the viewers, we are at full time. The end of 90 minutes, Jamaica nil, the Republic of Congo nil. So Jamaica still have a chance to get to World Cup 2026. We're watching the game as we go along. So, well, Congo still have a chance. Yes, but
Both sides are still have a chance.
Jamaica is my team. So Jamaica
Yeah,
have
man.
a chance.
Correct. Yeah, man. Correct. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, brother.
So we have the problem start, Raleigh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Now, with the demand for the US dollar and the increase in the oil bill, where are we going?
Well, that's a serious thing, and that is something that we need the authorities to tell us about. Because although there was excess demand for foreign exchange over the last 2 days to the tune of 93 million, we see the dollar trading at 158.58 today, which is up from yesterday. So we should be going in another direction, yet we're going in the opposite direction.
So the Jamaican dollar revalue today?
Yeah,
Gain value
despite the
today?
fact that there's excess demand to be satisfied. So all those things are voodoo economics. Yeah, basic
Voodoo
economics as
economics.
professional. Yeah, yeah. Once you have excess demand, the price is supposed to increase. We have excess demand and the price is declining. So it tells you that something is out of sync. So what they did today too, they also held the benchmark rate at 5.5% per annum.
That's the interest rate.
Yeah, man.
So they didn't bring it down or bring it up. They hold it where
No,
it
them
was.
find themselves in a situation where they can't bring down the rates again. No, that is why I'm telling them they missed an opportunity. All the while they missed those opportunities. We always tell them that the world is going to reach a stage where they can't bring the rates down. They miss too much opportunities because every central bank now is thinking about keeping rates steady or increasing the rates because of the acceleration in inflation due to the global economic crisis and the increase in prices coming through higher crude prices, higher jet fuel prices, higher fertilizer prices, higher food prices. So you're stuck
What is going to
because,
make
of bad judgment.
what is going to make Jamaica comfortable in this time of war, Raleigh?
Well, based on macro policy, we're not seeing that comfort level. We have lost that comfort level. So we can just look at hardship going forward, as Pandoy told you.
And Ralston mentioned Richard Pandui, the head of SEPRAD. And the fact that we are on Caribbean radio, I want them to hear what the man who runs SEPRAD, one of the biggest food distribution, one of the largest
company.
Right, one of the largest food distribution company in the Caribbean. This is what he said yesterday.
Conflict on the Middle East in its fifth week and world oil and gas prices surging Chief Executive Officer of the CEPROD Group, Richard Pandui, is warning that the Jamaican economy is in for a rough period in the coming months. Mr. Pandui, who heads one of Jamaica's largest food distribution companies, told Radio Jamaica News that food prices will skyrocket in coming weeks. He says the Middle East conflict is already affecting Jamaica, primarily through higher oil prices.
Which has begun increasing transportation costs, electricity and production costs. In terms of food security, this translates into higher prices for both imported and locally produced food. Imported goods are becoming more expensive due to shipping costs, higher input costs for packaging, and those type of things. For local food production, local farmers are going to face higher input costs for fertilizers, feed and animal feed and transportation. I don't expect any issue with the availability of food. The challenge will be the affordability. The overall economic effect, if the conflict continues, will be increased economic headwind with high inflation, pressure on household spending, and pressure on businesses to maintain margin. This conflict is extremely unfortunate, but it couldn't have come at a worse time for Jamaica. We'll now have had two major external shocks in 6 months, Hurricane Melissa and now this. So overall, headwinds ahead, tough times, but we'll hopefully be resilient as we have always done and get through this.
Chief Executive Officer of the CEPROD Group,
Really?
Richard.
I have a concern with something that him said. He said there won't be an issue with the availability. You agree with that?
No, I disagree too. There will be shortages.
I think so.
Yeah, I never get that one right. There'll be shortages. Not a matter of thinking. We know that it's already happening across the rest of the world.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, man. So
because
you got that one.
All that is going on, shipping costs going up, the cost
Food
to
is short.
rent a container going up, the areas that are closed, the Strait of Hormuz and other straits, other waterways probably might be closed. There and you talk about the shortage of fertilizer for farmers as well. That is going to cut down the yield.
Yeah, man, and European farmers and Asian farmers say they are producing less. China said them not exporting any fertilizer, them keeping it for themselves. Yeah, so there's going to be a shortage.
And that's why when we used to warn Jamaica that we have to get to a stage where we can at a minimum feed ourselves.
Correct.
Even if we don't have enough to export, we must be able to feed ourselves. And, I hear people talking about how we got through COVID. We never learn nothing from COVID. We never get through COVID great. Because here we are now, understanding that there can become a time when the ships won't come, and we're still depending on foreign imports to feed us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. By the way, we imported 1.9 billion in food and consumer goods for the first 11 months of last year. Never did that before.
$1.9 billion.
US dollars.
Wow.
Right.
And
as we only 1.5 billion.
1.5 billion total export.
You have to put 400 million on the export bill for pay for the food. Can you imagine that? And you said the economy are do good. All right. So as we speak, the American oil, West Texas, which we price off, is $102.23 per barrel. And Brent, the British oil, is $103.97 per barrel.
And we just finished a budget that is cast at $62 a barrel.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Robbie. And when we said yesterday evening that the government need to come to the country and recast that budget because the budget is not credibly have some people are skin up their face.
Well, them don't know where I go on. Them are just cheap politics them are play. Gold traded at $4,678 today, up by $10.88. Silver at $75.47. Platinum at $1,959.49. Because investors in these times, they use their money and buy precious metals. They are not going to be investing in a business and all of those things. Yeah. So there's a problem with that 2.4 billion that we're talking about in FDIs. As long as the war continues, investors are going to be buying precious metals because those are the hedge against inflation in these times.
So they're not going to be doing no whole investing going around and investing in other countries.
No. They're buying precious metals. They are playing it safe. Even assets, they call it. All right. Next thing the Bank of Jamaica said today is that credit to the private sector, both businesses and individuals, declined between December of 2025 and January of 2026. The banks are lending less to businesses and private individuals over that period.
Is it that they are lending less or people are borrowing less?
Well, both ways. Yeah.
So people not investing.
No.
And the fact that the Bank of Jamaica is mapping up liquidity, people prefer put their money there, so.
Correct. Correct. All right. So next thing that we got today was the labor force survey.
Yes.
So what Staten is telling us is that more people are leaving the labor market. So some 32,900 persons left the labor market between January of 2025 and January of this year. So the number of persons outside of the labor market is now 714,800. 425,300 females and 289,600 males.
Say them no want to work.
Outside of the labor force, yeah.
Why these people don't want to work, Rally? Explain
because
that to
they
the
believe
listeners and viewers.
the work put them in a deficit because the pay too low and can't deal with them expenses. So people are saying that don't make no sense.
So hold on, make we look at this thing here. So where is unemployment?
Unemployment is 3.6% compared to 3.7% in 2025. The labor force is So the total labor force or the number of persons working was 1.389 million, down from 1.44 million in 2025. So less people are working, but the labor force is smaller because more people move outside of the labor force and so them don't want to work.
and
So
a lot of people don't understand that, Rally.
Yeah.
There's a lack of understanding, and then the government uses their narrative to bamboozle the people to say that we have low unemployment.
Correct.
But you are saying that in 2025, 1,444,000 people were working.
Yeah.
That has now gone down to 1,389,000.
Yeah, that's a decline of 30,100 as starting says. So let them say how we say so. We have the starting report in front of us right now. So 30,100 people less are now working compared with in last year. So, that's starting data.
So what people also need to understand is how they calculate the unemployment. If when they do the survey, they come to Colin Bell and I say, I now look no work.
Correct.
They don't count me as unemployed.
Correct.
I have to tell them that I am looking a job.
I can't find no work.
Right. If I say I now work for $17,000 a week, so me nah take them work there. They don't count me.
Correct. So what I'm saying is that 14,500 people left the tourism and them industry there. 12,600 people left the real estate sector, and 9,000 people said them now work in agriculture.
Yeah. So what are these people doing? How are these people surviving? How are they living, Rally?
Maybe they might live off a remittance. Maybe they might live off a remittance.
How many Jamaicans who should be working are not working?
Over 300,000.
Over 300,000. Who should be working? People of working age, able-bodied people. 300,000 not working.
Yep.
Out of those who are working, how many of them working throwing boxes in a Mr. Chin place?
Okay, hold on then. So make us look at those numbers.
Yes.
Over 300,000 of them throw boxes in Mr. Chin.
Over 300,000. Throwing boxes to Mr. Chin and getting minimum wage.
Minimum wage, yeah, man. Right.
How many are hustling, selling shamai, selling little water?
240,000. And one of the people, one of the things that starting says is that 10,000 of them who used to do that now bother with it.
Now bother hustle either. Because a lot, this 240,000 people are hustle for themselves. A whole heap of them not really make no money, them get a money from somebody foreign to start.
Lunch money.
Yeah, but them get a money. Them said to a man abroad, say, yo, I want to start a thing and I'm tired to sit down. And a man give them a thing and them start it and holy pipe not gone away.
Yeah, man. Same way, sir.
How many Jamaicans are earning the average 7,000 US a year?
7,000 or 17,000?
No, man, 7,000 per year, the per capita income.
Well, that is how when you divide the total GDP divided by the population, you get that. So that's just an average.
Yeah, but
a majority of people are below that. Because
that's the point I'm making.
Yeah,
because
man.
this 540,000 people, the one that we are work for Mr. Chin and the one that we are hustle for themselves, are sell to Shamai. Most of them not earning that 7,000.
No, man. No, man.
Somebody put a question. Ask Raleigh why gold and silver dropped suddenly a few weeks ago.
Well, remember the investors them are trade off for the headlines. So if Donald say, "Boy, we have done the war," the price of them thing they drop.
Yeah.
As the war escalates, the price go up back. So those prices are back up now. $4,678 for gold today, up by $10.88. Silver 75.47, up by 55 cents. Copper up by $365 to $565, and platinum up by $584 to $1,959. Because the Iranians them say Trump attacked himself, and them him attacked.
So a lot of these price movements are based on speculation.
Yeah, man. Trump's headline. Yeah, every time Trump says something, yeah, then the market moves. So if him say like the war got done, the price of them thing they drop. When the Iranians them counter and say, "Yo, when I talk to them, brother, they know." So him talk to himself, then the price go up back. Yeah. I remember 2 parties to the war. Am I going like him alone at the party so him can determine when things done? The Iranians them say, "No, you can't determine that because we are here fight and we are say the fight now stop."
And the Iranians are basically achieving their objective to mash up the world economy, while Trump is achieving his objective by mashing up their navy and them air force and their missile.
Yeah, but the American people and the rest of the world are concerned about the economic objectives and say, "Yo, you mash up the economy, so we're not with you." Yep. So you have a problem. Yeah.
How does Jamaica navigate this, Ralston? I am still disappointed that we have not heard a national broadcast from the Prime Minister or the Finance Minister basically dealing with this war situation and what it's going to do to food security and our oil price.
Well, it shows the level of cluelessness that is running Jamaica, because every country is trying to do something.
Congo score rally.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We may expect that.
Congo score.
Yeah. How much minutes left?
Well, we are 10 minutes in the first half of extra time.
Extra time. Okay.
Yeah. Let me take a call. Marshy, welcome. Good evening. Marshy.
Well, a bit of sadness just lick me, man.
What?
DRC score.
Yeah, man.
That a whole heap of sadness, that, you know.
Well,
but
still have all part time.
No,
it 20 minutes left.
Yeah. But concerning the budget, you see, let us forgive the finance minister. She did not know that there is a war.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yes. If she didn't know that there is a war, do you think she would talk about it?
Okay.
Right, so she has nothing to say about the war. And remember, we can go back to a certain time when Bruce Golden and I think it's Wogan. Them say what would it have? Some inflation?
No, man, the recession.
No, the Great Recession of 2008.
Recession. Yes. And they say it would not affect us.
Right. Yeah, man, I remember.
You know, the people them who make up this budget, they have the brain of somebody like Marlon Morgan and Abka Fitzhenley. You know, they speak. We have people who speak English, Spanish, but people like them they speak buffoonery. And this is what happened to us.
But why? Hold
So
on.
I don't know if the government will come together and say, okay, late in the day, let us deal with a budget right now. Let us craft a budget.
Hold on, it look like the referee they're looking at VR. A VR they call it.
Yeah, man.
DRS.
Yeah, they look like they're going to take a look.
At the goal?
Yes, look like they're going to take a look to see.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I said they start to celebrate now. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's goal for them. Yeah, it's goal for them. He just give the okay.
Well, the game not started. What I am seeing is the referee still.
No, man. Oh, well, may I see it before you? Because it kick off again now. They just go and kick off a while ago.
They kick off again. Yeah. Okay, well, it's a. Well,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's get.
Yes, so forgive them. They never know. The finance minister never know that there was a war. And she never know what would take place. But we in a serious trouble. We in a serious trouble. And you realize things just start to move again, you know. And what the Prime Minister give the people them $1,000 a day and hold back 1,500.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I'm give people them 1,500 for the minimum wage.
When?
Me don't know when I'm going to see.
Really, $1,000. You know what was that about?
Yeah, I said when Marsh.
Hold on,
that's more puppy show.
Hold on, Marsh. You're right. Go ahead.
When Marsha talk about the people who make up the budget and Marlon Morgan, the Prime Minister is the man who is responsible for the budget. Him are the Finance Minister and the Minister of all ministers. So the Prime Minister, the blame must go straight to the Prime Minister. Don't bring Marlon into this. Marlon way down the line. Prime Minister, the man who supervise the budget. So him are the man who don't know what him doing. And him say, I tell the people of Jamaica that they must be economic minded. One thing is Marshall missed. The Prime Minister was a senior member of the cabinet when they allowed Jamaica to be locked out of the international capital market. The man who lecture people about economic minded. He was a key man at that time too.
He was the leader of government business in the House of Representatives.
Yeah, so don't forget that. And when Bruce Carey go meet the people in IMF and World Bank and all of them places to get him familiar with all them places to run.
Yep. Yeah. Really, I don't think you hear me good doing, you know. I was saying that the people are the persons who make up the budget. They have the brain of a Marlon Morgan and a Abka Fitzgerald.
Okay. Yeah, but what happened to the man who signed off on the budget? The Prime Minister have to sign off on the budget before he can read it.
So that must be nonsense.
When Marcia said the Prime Minister not better than Marlon Morgan.
No, precisely.
No, he's not.
Yeah, man.
He's not. You know, and I love to say, you know, some people when they leave in school, they stamp a paper, give them DBI.
Yeah.
Which means damn blasted idiot.
Yep.
Let me just say to Coach. Yeah, man. Let me just say to Coca Hill, the GLP administration has borrowed the most money in the history of Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
Them borrow the most money. See, they're borrowing right now $3.6 billion.
1989, 2007, 2010, and now in 2026.
2010, they borrowed what? $2.4 billion.
And them got it up front. Them never get it in tranches like Peter Phillips. Them get all of that up front and mess up the place. And that's why the man them lock out of the international capital markets. Tell the people them so they must go study the history.
The man beat two man in the boxing of Jamaica, you know.
Yeah.
And flips the cross. I think Jamaica still have a chance to come back in this game. But let's continue with Jamaica's economy.
Yeah, man.
How are we going to survive, Ralston, with this incompetence at the helm?
Can't survive. Things are just get harder and harder. See, the Bank of Jamaica stop them, can't bring no interest rate. The Bank of Jamaica tell you that people are borrow less, the government are spend less, the remittances are less, the imports are more, the tourism flows are going to be less. So tell me how you see that working.
And with this war, if this war continue, we're not going to get the amount of tourists that we were expecting to get for this tourist season.
You're not going to get the amount of remittances that you expect, but you have to be spending more.
Oh, really?
So there's a big problem.
Big
Big
problem.
problem.
And you know the sad thing is that there are people who are saying that there's no problem. Then if people are
Well,
telling us that
that's
the
what
budget was comprehensive and fulsome,
a piece of garbage that, man.
you know that me I say, Raleigh, when you have
Well,
those
you
people
can,
saying that, how do we then get over this hurdle that is in front of us?
yeah, that's a big problem.
Let me just tell our listeners and viewers that we're taking your calls 1-876-804-7072 if you have questions for Ralston and those of you who doubt what we are saying. Come with your question, we'll answer them. Call us on WhatsApp 1-876-804-7072. It is working. You have to just call us on WhatsApp. You can't call us straight. Now, Raleigh, with all that the Bank of Jamaica said today, the little money where they put out, what is going to happen if the business people don't get the amount of US that they want?
Well, it's going to be a problem in order to get the supplies into the country. So we are going to have our shortages and all of those things. So they'll have to draw down more on the reserves in order to fund those things. Because if that doesn't happen, then the problem in terms of price increases will be complicated. Because apart from the price that you're getting from the outside world, the shortages are going to lead to higher prices.
And you were telling people that the Bank of Jamaica was squandering the gains when they were bringing down, were revaluing the Jamaican dollar without any production.
Precisely, 156 and all of those things, just drawing down on the reserves.
I see it now.
Yep.
Nevio.
Yes, my brother.
Yes.
Ralston, how you do?
Yeah, man, we're good, man.
Ralston,
Mm-hmm.
well, if I say that under this present Jamaica Labour Party government, poor people have benefited more than ever in the history of this country. Are benefit more under this government and PNP government, Ralston?
No, I disagree with you. No.
So when the government during COVID and other time put $20,000 in poor people and increased the part benefit, and now because of Melissa, people is getting up to 500,000 assistance towards their roof. Never in the history of this country. You can't say you disagree.
We disagree because never in the history of this country we have ever had any events like that. And we are saying to you now that all those things that you are talking about, the government is requiring 35 billion in taxes from the people for the next 2 years, and also taking another almost 22 billion from the NHT. Let me read something for you. Here's what Statin said, right? Statin on a government agency. While the proportion of Jamaica's population that is below the poverty line is officially 8.2%, the percentage of Jamaican people to fall into poverty is 17.7%. That's what Statin said in relation to 2023. So although the official rate is said to be 8.2%, Statin said in 2023, some 17.7% of the population was in danger of falling in poverty. Check that.
But Raleigh, hold on, nephew, because I want to tell you something. You're talking about the government gave 20,000. The $35 billion taxes that the government want now. That is an average of $12,000 per person in Jamaica, you know, nephew.
Yeah, man.
You never realize that, nephew?
No.
It's 12,000 at 2.8 million people. It's $12,500 each a week we have to find for the government.
And Colin.
Yes.
Is more, because starting today told us that the population is not 2.8 million. 2.7 million. Starting to release all of those things today. So if you divide by 2.7, you get more.
2.7. So it's almost 13,000. $12,962 change
right.
13,000.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Next thing we want to
Ralston,
remind
I see
Neville.
something
Hold
that
on, the Neville. Ralston want to tell us something more. Hold on.
Next thing remind Neville is that we sell the revenues from the airport 12 years from now for $75 billion. So for 12
And
years
I
from
heard
now,
you.
we can't get the
What
money
I
from
really
it.
want to ask you is to explain to we. I see something about some $600 billion ban by the government on the stock exchange. Explain that one, Alec. I didn't hear anything about the interest rate. Explain it a little to me, Ralston.
Well, all the government did was that the bonds that they have issued, they have listed them, some of them on the stock exchange, so that if you want to buy into one of those bonds, you can ask your broker to put you into one of those bonds. That's all it means. So if you never get to buy them
What about
originally, when they were first issued, you can ask your broker whether they are Mayberry Investments, whether they are any one of those securities dealers to buy a portion of them for you, if you weren't in the original
what I
issue.
don't see the thing mention the interest rate which will be paid on it?
No, all those bonds are different interest rates. Yeah, because those are
Yes.
bonds that they issued already. All they are doing now is listing them on the stock exchange. So if you never bought none when they were originally issued, you can go to your broker now and say you want a piece of those bonds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You keep on saying that the Andrew Holness-led government hasn't saying anything to the country and the way forward with what is happening in the Middle
Mm-hmm.
East.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I am asking the question, Ralston. Do you think maybe they need a little more time to make a
No,
proper
man.
assessment, knowing that
No.
those
Every single country in the world is doing something. So watch your TV tonight, watch Al Jazeera, watch CNN, and you'll
Watch
see what
BBC.
every single country in the world is doing. We are way behind, we are late. You never mention it. Yeah? That is madness, incompetence. Don't make
It
no
is a
excuse for them.
rally. This
Mhm.
government is a slow government, as the
Yeah,
producer
man.
is saying. Look
Yeah,
what
man.
happened after Hurricane Beryl. They were very slow to move.
Man, I
You're
won
talking
already.
about COVID. They were very slow to start
Yeah,
working
man.
with COVID. Remember, our first case of COVID was imported, coming up on a
Yep.
plane
Yep.
because the government never put nothing in place at the airport for if it detect COVID coming into Jamaica.
In March of 2020, yeah, man.
So it's a slow government. So there's no quick recovery from COVID again. The quick
But
time
never
has
for sure.
passed.
Never. The war, nephew. The
just
war gone
before
5 weeks.
I go, Ralston.
Nephew.
I am
A
not.
five. Nephew.
Yeah.
A 5 weeks since the war
You're,
gone,
1 month and
yes.
mash.
Come on, nephew, man. Come on, man.
But Donald Trump, the man who told us that he can stop the war anytime he ready, but he's doing it for fun. He's giving the world mixed signal. This a moment he says something, and then a 5 seconds he says something. He just confused everybody.
No. That's why you have economists and analysts. All of the other economists and analysts around the world interpret what he must say and then make them move on the basis of what he's saying. That is what we are lacking in the government of Jamaica. Yeah? So everybody read what he must say and do what they need for to protect them people. The government of Jamaica read that budget and never even mention the crisis as if it now happened. That is a joke business, nephew.
Did you hear the Prime Minister talk about the crisis in his budget presentation, nephew?
No, well.
Did the Prime Minister
Khalid,
tell us what oil price are going to do to the economy?
Well, I hear Ralston say the budget bill half hour, $62.
$62 a barrel for 4 years.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Ralston,
Can you imagine that?
Ralston,
That's a monumental error.
I want to ask you this question, and don't make plans you to answer the question. I want to ask you because I am convinced that your knowledge where economics is concerned is very great, not only in Jamaica, in the Caribbean. Do you believe that a PNP government would have done things better, Ralston?
Nephew, watch me. Jamaica was locked out of the international capital markets. That are the worst thing can happen to a country where you can't get no money for borrow from nowhere. Nobody no want to talk to you. And Portia Simpson Miller and Peter Phillips fixed that and put back the economy on a growth path. So much so that Andrew Willis, Nigel Clark, and Michael Leachin said they would grow the economy by 5% in 4 years' time in 2016. So that explains all right. Getting us back into the international capital markets is the biggest work any government can ever do.
Who crashed the economy, Neville? The most time Jamaica's economy crash, which government crashed it?
Mr. Bella come back another day.
Oh, you're not answer that question.
I come back another day.
All right, come back another day.
Better you run, Neville. You're right. Run. He who fights and run away, he live to fight another day. We see the Eden back there on the wall. Raleigh, the GLP outside of this period between 2016 and now, where the laws were put in place so them couldn't crash the economy, which at that time them coming up power and then no mash up the economy in Jamaica?
Well, them always talk about the 1960s coming into the 70s. Yeah? But what them feel to tell you that is that the plan that they were working off in the 1950s coming out of the 60s was a plan that was laid out by Norman Manley, Vernon Arnett, and Crab Nether You follow me? That is how we get BOJ, PIOJ, and all of those institutions. Yeah, so they benefit from the tailwinds of that during the 1960s. During the 1980s, another period them love talk about. At that time, the debt to GDP ratio that they're talking about now, yeah, was 262%. Almost 5 times the 60% that they're talking
and a
about.
lot of people don't remember that between 1983 and 1989, Jamaica had one party in the parliament.
Yeah, man.
One party in the parliament, nobody opposing them, doing what they want, and at the same time, our debt to GDP skyrocketed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And poverty was 34%.
Hold on. Neville spoke about the economy growing by 6% under Edward Seaga.
Yeah, man.
What was poverty then?
34%, and the debt to GDP ratio was 262%. The unemployment rate was 27%.
The unemployment rate was 27%.
Poverty was 34%. Debt to GDP.
Poverty was 34%. Debt to GDP was 262%.
Yeah, in 2007, when they got the government, poverty was 9.5%, unemployment was 9%, and the debt to GDP was 115% despite FinSAC.
Jamaicans.
And growth was 3%. That was the last time we grew by 3%.
Yes.
Yep.
And since 2016, which year was their best year, Ralston, in terms of growth?
Coming into COVID, just before COVID, we got 2%.
We got 2%. That's the best.
Yeah, man.
Of a promise of 5%.
Yeah, man.
So, by the GLP standard, by the standard set by Andrew Holness, Michael Leachin, and the team, they failed miserably.
Yeah, man. That is why after that they said, boy, by the way, we never meant 5 and 4. It was just aspirational.
Look like the referee is injured.
Referee injured?
Yeah.
Oh.
The referee leaving the field.
How come?
There's something wrong with him foot.
Dude.
He was in the middle of the field for a little while. I think he's coming off now, so I guess the substitute referee might have to go on.
Okay.
Getting some spray. We see what's happening here.
How many minutes left?
Looks like about 10, 15, 105. So maybe about 5 minutes, 6 minutes Maybe with stoppage time, we might have another 7-8 minutes leave in the
Okay.
game.
Okay.
The Republic of Congo leading by 1-0 if you're just joining us. This is the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Caribbean Radio. 97.9 HD4 Bulgaria Radio. Check it out. So, with all that said, Raleigh, unemployment is 3.6%. That's a farce.
Yeah, man.
That not really makes sense.
No.
It's almost like slavery.
Yep. And as we say, 32,000 persons left the labor force.
Hold on, Raleigh. There's something else I want to calculate. You said that our workforce supposed to be 1,389,000, right?
That were the number of persons working. The workforce is 1 million.
No, the number of persons working.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So out of that 1,389.
1,389,000.
300,000 at two bucks run a Mr. Chong. 240.
Yeah, about 245, 250,000. Yeah, man.
I do them own little thing.
Yeah, man.
What about people who are domestic helpers and ancillary staff?
Them now have that breakout, but the last time the number that we got was over 100,000 persons in the domestic workers industry.
So about 100,000 in the domestic worker industry.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes us to over 600,000. And maybe the question I need to ask you: how many people are working minimum wage?
About 60% of our workforce working minimum wage.
So more than half of the people who are working is
minimum wage.
17,000, 16,000 a week.
Yeah, man.
How does these people survive now, Raleigh? That
all right, so,
going go up.
All right, that's a good point. So here's what the Bank of Jamaica said. In addition, higher than projected inflation expectation, what consumers and businesses expect inflation to be in the future could contribute to inflationary pressures. Further upward price pressures may arise from stronger than anticipated impact of higher domestic spending amid the post-hurricane recovery efforts. On the downside, the impact of higher prices could lead to a reduction in demand as a result of weaker consumer purchasing power.
Yes.
Yep.
And there, I think you mentioned it a while ago. There's something talking about 18% of Jamaicans may fall below the poverty line.
Yeah, man. Starting said that. Yep.
When did they give a timeline where that possibility could happen?
Well, they are reporting the survey of living conditions. So when you hear the thing about the poverty line is 8.2%, that's not today. That's in 2023. Many people don't understand that. So Statin says that in 2023, although officially only 8.2% of the population was below the poverty line, 17.7% was in danger of falling below the poverty line. So both those below and those who are intending to below is about 26% of the population.
Right.
That's 2023, 3 years ago.
And things not get better.
No, that's the point we're making. Yep. Prices are going up on all of those things. So, yep.
1-876-804-7072. You have to dial 1 if you're trying to get to us.
So what the Bank of Jamaica is saying, they are depending on weaker consumer spending in order to contain the inflation that is going to be driven by the war and petrol prices and every other price. Mm-hmm. In other words, a lot of people will have to cut their standard of living. That's what it means.
You're going to have to go less party.
Yeah, man.
You're going to have to travel less.
Precisely. Yep.
How do we rebound, Raleigh?
Well, if you continue on the current trajectory, you are not going to rebound. So what you have to do is have a realistic budget. The fact of the matter is that the government of Jamaica needs to spend more money on capital. So you need to fix the procurement process. Today, we spoke with the president of the Small Business Association of Jamaica, who said that they have established a task force to work with the Ministry of Finance to cut the detective story related to procurement because they want to get 20% of the government contracts that were promised over the last 6-7 years. So
Let's go
those
to the
things will have to be fixed, and the government will have to spend more money.
Let's go to the phone line. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show.
Good evening, Shaka.
Yeah, man.
I just want to give you the 3 names that was sent out by the PAC today.
Oh,
Supreme Laundry Services,
you mean the
Wilmon Sales,
Mhm.
and Scientific Medical Services. Those are the 3 other names.
and Jack then. But who own this company? Anybody find out yet?
Well, the first one I looked at was Supreme Laundry, and that's a person named Trudy Ramsey. Trudy and Ramsey. I didn't get no further yet with digging.
Okay.
All right, I just wanted to say that to you.
Yeah, man. We were watching today. Ralston, I don't know if you had listened to any of the PAC today.
No, I was paying attention to starting on the Bank of Jamaica.
They were looking into the nastiness at the University Hospital of the West Indies.
Okay.
Crazy. Julian said he has never seen anything so bad.
Wow.
In all his 6 years at the head of the PAC, this is the worst he has ever seen. And the technocrats are admitting to breaches after breaches.
Well, that is something that we have to clean up if we also want to rebound, because if you have less money and more money is being misallocated and stolen, then you have a big problem because it was already inadequate. So if you have a thief the inadequate money, then we're going to have a problem. So we have to fix corruption and those misallocation of scarce resources if we are going to rebound.
But Jamaicans don't worry about corruption.
I know. That's very bad. And that's another reason that we're not growing, because of the high levels of corruption in the country.
Corruption costing us a lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah, man.
And people just don't care.
Yep. The people on the road don't care because they must say, we care nothing about it. We leave it to the bigger heads. Yep. And the bigger head not speaking out against corruption.
Somebody's saying that the laundry service is doing Smith business. But we're checking on all these companies. And we'll find out who own them, because everybody knew from day one that Jack then was one of the company, but nobody was willing to name the others. Well, all the names were put out in the PAAC today. Raleigh, if we weren't so corrupt and $120 billion annually, maybe over the last 8 years, what could that have done to the Jamaican economy?
A whole lot of things, man, because 120, if you multiply that by 1.3, you're looking at 156 billion. If you invested that in infrastructure and all of those things, the economy will be growing more rapidly.
Of course.
Yeah, man. We have to cut the corruption, man. It is draining the country and it is shameful. Yeah, man. So apart from the social thing about being disgraceful, on the economic side is a big problem because resources are scarce. And if you continue to misallocate and steal scarce resources, then you're going to have a big problem, man. Big problem.
We have a call on the line. Caller, go ahead. Good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. Good evening. Sorry. My input, you see,
to
fix back this economy is to let all the man, the person, them, people, them, we can get account to the asset, sell the asset, we find a corruption, put back the money in there, so, and go out there, go make them start pay the tax. They not pay a tax, we hold car, we hold property, we hold everything, and sell it, or you call it, liquidate it, and put it back into the economy.
Sure.
Right?
Liquidate.
And prison. No pretty talking, because I mean, I got university, we don't know about that.
Then where you get the word liquidate them asset and put it back in the economy.
I get it from the good Ralston. I man. Liquidate. Because me so hear the liquidate, I don't know what I mean.
Yeah.
So when me a fan of Ralston, I know liquidator, I sell the asset and get money business. You never know. Not even economy, I don't know what that means. So till late, yes or no. So my advice is to hold them, prison them, take away their asset, liquidate the business and everything and put back the money in where it belongs. Argument done.
Yeah, man.
And when we have put them in prison, 100 years. That is it.
Blessings.
No appeal, nothing at all. That is it. Set an example out of them. This is too bad. I was listening a part of the PAC something, and Karen Morris. Karen.
Yeah, man. Karen Morris.
Yes, I can tell you. Me, I said to myself, Karen, my name call after this, I'm do something to you know, because she had licked them hard, you know.
Yeah, man. Even Juliet Cuthbert was on point.
Juliet, yes.
They were all on point today.
Then I said, what is, like I said, me have paraphrase, like I said, what you mean by it? There's something can really go so?
Yeah, man. It's bad,
really
man.
Mean.
It's terrible.
They said, no, man, this is terrible.
I'm going to say it. All of them people up on the board, them, we are running board, them, I labor right them.
And the man when him Errol,
Errol Green.
Errol Lee. Yes, it is bad. This should have never happened. It should have never happened. Them asking about some documents for the contract where they signed. None of them can find. So one of them lady there, when I GLP lady say, what are they? File 13. Eh?
Right, bad for
File
sure.
13. Anyway, I'm a little input. Me go back to class because I love listen and learn.
Thank you very
All
much.
right,
876-804-7072. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We have Ralston Iman on the line. We are on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. Go ahead, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
Hello.
Yes, sir. We are hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Iman.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, you hear my boss?
Yeah, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. What I said to you, is that do you realize that in this country called Jamaica, there is no authority to maintain honesty, the laws of the country. It comes to a certain level, and then there's nothing happening to the people who are above that level.
Yeah, man.
For example, let's look at the whole tax situation. A formal request was sent to tax administration at Jamaica concerning the Prime Minister. Up to now, there has been no response as if to say yes or no, is tax compliant or not.
Yes, caller, we're listening.
So see, by and large, Mr. Bell, the thing is that it's two set of laws as we grew up with,
Yeah.
One law for the rich and one for the poor.
That's correct.
You mentioned the case with this lawyer and the man who found dead in the house. Nothing.
Yeah, not even jail.
It couldn't happen to a poor man,
You're mad.
Yeah, man.
You're mad. You're gone to jail long time, brother.
All right.
So the
And
match
that
has ended. Hold on, caller, just for the listeners and viewers who are still interested, the match has ended. The score, Republic of Congo 1, Jamaica 0. The Republic of Congo move on to the World Cup. Jamaica has failed yet again to move to the World Cup. You see this country? This country is a crazy set of people run this country, You got the easiest group in the history of Jamaica to go to the World Cup. You fail, and no only coach will come from where you were. Resign. Nobody no get fired,
All right. By the way.
Yeah.
By the way, to what extent do you believe that conflicts of interest and corruption, that may tell you them things affect the thing? Because the man who is the coach now was the man who brought in the man from England and was also a consultant to the man from England.
Yeah,
and despite the debacle, he ended up now being the coach.
Yeah.
Him should I get the boot? Him should I get the boot from that time too? But again,
the president, I said it on this program. The president at GFF, the entire GFF should be fired and a new team put in place to try and qualify here. The man uses the same garbage
All
carry.
right.
Right now, there are people who play on this team. We're playing on them too much. Yeah? We are the first them I play for Jamaica. What
All
kind
right.
of rubbish?
All right. Why I think me never say nothing to you until the match done? Because of those things we're talking about. The man who is the head of the team now is a big conflict of interest.
Of
Him should have
course.
gone. All right.
Him
You
should
go
have
on.
gone with the coach.
All right. That me I tell you. So
When you
corruption
angry,
affects
sir?
Jamaica in every way. So that's
Nah,
1.6 billion
man.
down. That's 1.6 billion down the drain because of
McLaren.
corruption. You get me?
McLaren.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm
Speed
saying
should have it gone with McLaren, and I said it here.
precisely. All right.
The
And I'm
president
saying
should have
too.
lose him work. Yeah,
JFF.
yeah.
Yep.
And we
And I'm
sit
saying to you,
down.
Colin, the financial cost of that is 1.6 billion.
1.6 billion US.
Jamaican dollar, 10.5 million
No,
US. Down the
Jamaican,
drain
9 million US.
because of corruption. Yep.
That's
All
what
right.
it costs we.
Yep.
Yeah,
That me I tell
9
you,
million
corruption
US.
costly.
Where
Yep.
the little team name we beat we? Where the name?
Curacao.
Curacao. Beat Jamaica.
Yep. We get the easiest zone of any other time.
History.
Yep. All right. Yep.
And the man them feel, and what Jamaican people did was sat down and
Yep.
allow the same man them we feel that to come
All
here
right.
to come feel again.
And
Like
I bet you know, I bet you know, although we fail, there'll be no shake up. The same man about there the same way.
Rubbish.
Yep. Yep.
Jamaica is not a real place.
Yep. That me I tell you.
Not a real place.
Correct.
That is a specific mirror of how we govern the country
Yeah,
in
man.
all
Yeah,
other
man.
areas, you know, financial
Yeah, man.
and otherwise.
Right across the board. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I'm telling upon this program here. Mr. Speed.
Brother.
Should have gone a long time.
When the president named Ricketts.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
all
man.
of them, when we ended the match against Curacao.
Everybody should have resigned.
Stadium.
Should be fired.
All of them should have been, if they don't resign, they should have been sacked.
Yeah, man.
A new team put in place, new coach, yeah, to try and take us through these 2 matches. We should lose with them same money again.
True, man. Yeah, man.
It should not.
You see,
yeah.
Mr. Ben, I'm Mr. Iman. You see that Jamaica, certain position come with divine. Here, divine authority or autonomy.
Yeah,
we know that, man. All right.
Yeah?
If you
they have a divine right to be there, man.
Hold
Same
on
like
there.
what is happening in the government. So they are untouchable.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead,
man.
Riley.
Yeah, all right. So check it. If you were making decisions that are driven by data, yeah, data. The winningest coach that Jamaica has ever had apart from Rene is Whitmore. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but look how them deal with him. Because it was just a little black youth from country and him not speak like how them want him to speak and all of those things. But when you look at performance, him have the best track record. When you him there. Okay,
Yeah.
That's a Jamaica run. Yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah, Carla, wrap up.
Yeah, because I make it known, say, sometimes you have to serve for the people, them, you know, because them come out of a situation and them can't see nothing happening. Them tired.
Yeah, man. True.
All right, sir. Respect.
Yeah, man. Cool.
1-876-804-7072. Good evening. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. We are live on Caribbean Radio. 97.9 HD4. Go ahead, caller. Turn off turn off the instrument in the background. Don't listen to that. Listen to the telephone.
Oh, yeah, one word there, say quickly. You don't expect Jamaica to win, man. Because I see Jamaica underneath a spell by Andrew Wallace, man. What are going to win at Jamaica?
I never expect them to win either. But I believe that, and I said it to even Speed, you know. Jamaica played a match, and I was at the match, and I said it to the coach that it doesn't make sense. You have a team here playing a practice match, and none of these guys that is playing the practice match will be playing in Mexico. Where that far?
That makes no sense.
Oh,
that
makes sense.
Qualify a long time, man. All I need this government. We should have qualified a long time.
Let me tell you something.
Struggle, so the whole country has struggled.
We could have qualified with a local team in the group where
long
we get.
Time.
The group that we got this time around.
Yeah, man.
A total local team could have brought us through.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
What you mean, man? What you mean, man?
but we don't believe in
You see the
ourselves, you know?
sadness, man. The sadness in the country, yeah. Sadness in the country
But
right now.
again, Colin, it
See,
come back to
I'm gonna that me
to
have to say, yeah.
All right, caller. Go ahead, Raleigh.
it come back to the whole thing of the country on with influence peddling. Because Speed and them man they have no football in history, you know. The man them who
Hold
have
on, caller.
football in his history in the country. Them keep out them man there. Whitmore, Lenny Hyde and all of them man there. We don't know Speed
Yes.
as no man who have a history of football. Them man just
Hold on, caller.
come, them man just become prominent in the last couple of days. Dennis Strong and them man they don't know about football. When them man they become a general secretary of JFF, it come like a joke. You know, them till they just go because of influence peddling and them till them man they know no history of football. The man them have history of football in Jamaica, man like Lenny Hyde, Derek Dennis, Howard Bell, yeah, them kind of people there, Whitmore and all them man there. Yeah.
Caller,
So
go ahead. Good evening.
talk to me.
Yes, good evening. Good evening to Ralston too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, good evening.
First time calling.
Blessings, man. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, man. You know, one thing I want to ask you guys, what's the reason for the code of conduct that everybody's supposed to sign?
Oh, you
What's
mean the code of conduct put out by the Integrity Commission?
Yeah.
Raleigh?
Well, it's to say that you are going to conduct yourself in a way that is upful and in the interest of the country. So you're not going to thief no money, you're not going to tell no one per lie. You conduct yourself in a particular way.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. But the thing is, the PMP signs it, but the JLP doesn't.
Oh,
right.
Them say them sign it with God.
No,
I think that's what Delroy Chuck said.
Yeah, man. That's what he said.
But think about it. There should be something put in place wherein if you don't sign it, you're supposed to hold accountable for some reason, because there must be a reason why you don't sign it.
But you realize who not sign it, brother? The government not sign it, you know.
The government not sign it. That means
party, the ruling party not sign it.
Yeah, I'm always a wonder. Say if them don't sign it, what that mean? There should be somebody should hold them accountable for that too, because it means something.
Yeah, but all of the people can do that. All the people can do that, and the people don't care.
So something to put in place. Everybody that comes to the parliament, once you're elected and you come, you're supposed to sign it. If you can't sign it, you can't stay in there. That's what I believe.
Majority carry and the
that
majority. The majority carry and the majority say they don't need to sign it, brother.
Yeah, so that mean they can show that Integrity Commission can show that then, right?
Yeah, man.
But show that already, man. That has been shown out already.
Yeah, cause me I tell you that a foolish.
That's why you have all of this corruption that take place.
Now going good. They need somebody for hold them tight, man.
The people have to hold them, brother.
The people have to do that.
That's true, man.
Mm-hmm.
We sit down every day and I look back in Jamaica and be like, yo, me used to live this life, and me look at it and I say, nah, man, the country not going straight, man. Nah, go straight.
Nah, go nowhere.
From the whole thing what they set up to 2015, early 2016, everything just gone south.
Yeah, man, that's correct. People have to blame. You have to blame the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
The freeness mentality and all of them things there. The people have to blame for it.
That's true, man. That's true, man. The people sit down, watch them. But guess what? The people are going to rebel one day, you know.
Yeah, man.
The cup are going to full, you know.
Yeah, man.
The cup are going to full, you know.
Them are going to rebel when them back rub off on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it takes something to make them rebel. So if I the pressure of it take them, well, that's why it go there. But I guess it might be too late at the time when I'm ready, you know. But
yeah, man,
some fight I go on.
All right, brother. Respect.
All right. Yeah, man.
Thanks for the call. And don't stay away so long. 1-876-804-7072. We're talking to the teacher Ralston Hyman this evening. And we're taking your calls as even though we know said Jamaica need to win the match. We spoke to Arville Higgins earlier. He predicted that Congo would win 1-0 even though he was carrying Jamaica. I still feel disappointed.
Well, that is what I expect. I never expect nothing different. Because as I said, I just peer influence peddling. Them man don't know about football. Them man just already come up. Yeah? Me as a man who in football for 40 odd years and them thing there. No, so them man don't know nothing about football. Yep. Them man just are coming at this thing. The man them who know about football in Jamaica, as me tell you, a man like Howard Bell, Derek Dennis, Lenny Hyde, yeah, Whitmore and them man. Yeah. Yep. So the
Go
whole
ahead,
thing is a
caller.
joke.
Blessings.
Blessings and welcome.
One of the things where really stand out just not too long,
Yeah.
the 90 minutes up, and you get like 5 minutes to get ready for the extra time. Nobody not talk to one another, and they must show it for the entire time. They must show the entire team talk. You see DR, everybody group up and them have them little talk and them build them one another confidence. The Jamaican man them one day over there so I drink water, him over there so I chat to him friend, speeding and miggle like he don't know his head from his foot, and it just look awful.
But I know I meant
So you get the easiest group.
for
You get time in an extra time where you can at least try to look or come out of the competition looking like you actually a try so. And them not do nothing at all. All of them man you need to just step down. Them cause Craig Butler and all of that for the entire time. Alright, a Craig Butler time now. We give you time. It don't make no sense no more. Put in somebody new. If Craig Butler run, make we see if Craig Butler will fail or whatever, and then we can move on
Carla,
from there.
when we fail against Curacao, I said that they should have given the team to Whitmore, new president of the GFF, brand new coach. Man, them go sit down where they did it because we got the easiest group to qualify from, and we failed. But in Jamaica, we don't hold people accountable for failure.
Yeah, man. Because one of the things when I look at
the producer, hold on, Carla. The producer said why you saw them walking around during the break is that them don't know them one another. So
yeah, but at least try. Them not try a thing.
All right, brother.
Because me believe, you see, the same way when you're on TikTok or whichever platform, and you see the African them in the mud with the little white slippers and the little tear-up shirt.
Yeah.
I saw Jamaican to play them football, man. Them not deserve the kit them where them get every year. Them not deserve all of the shoes and the sponsorship and the Adidas and them not deserve it. Them need to go play in the mud and go run up and down. Because of that, them want. Them no want to go nowhere in the football. They want to have fun. So make them go out there go have fun.
But you know my problem, Carla? The GFF is not giving local Jamaicans an opportunity. You see, if we feel, we should have feel with the youth them where they we play a Premier League and play a D Cup. Yeah?
Yep.
At them with a feel with.
So at least that would be a true representation of your team. But when you bring some random people from all over, we don't know them. Them don't know we them.
And if we don't got a World Cup,
nothing.
1-3 of them might get a contract to go play with an English Premier League team or somewhere, and the next family or 2-3 family in Jamaica get rich again. True. What we're doing is an injustice to our people. Man. You realize, say what? Is which team qualify for World Cup? The under 19 or under 17?
Under 17.
The under 17 qualify.
Yeah, under 17.
What Jamaica must do now is keep
them together. Yeah, man.
Yeah? And the next World Cup qualifier, them you there. 1 or 2 addition or so, but the core must be there. Yeah, man.
But as a first step, we have a fire speed and all of them, man.
The whole, but brother, me a call for it from we never win the match at the stadium.
Yeah, man.
I am saying we should clean house. Them man, I should have never done Mexico about them a guide the team.
Yeah, man.
They got their chance.
True.
They failed.
Yeah, man.
But Jamaica, we like hug up failure. Say Andrew told us when he win 2016 that we're going to grow the economy by 5% in 4 years. Him fail, they give him a next chance. He fail again, and then give him a next chance. Typical. Little more caller.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Blessings, my brother. These people don't understand life, Rally.
Yep.
Sometimes in our business and the business now work, you have to back out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Know when to hold and know when to fall.
Yeah,
know
man.
when to walk away, know when to run.
Correct.
Yes, Carla, go ahead. Carla? Carla? We're not hearing the caller. Ralston, we are wrap up, we're not staying no longer this evening. I go lick my wounds, because even though I know so we need to go win, I don't know why I'm still disappointed. Let's take the final call. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Colin?
Blessings, my brother. Welcome.
All right. How you doing, Mr. Hyman? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Real quick question. Don't answer me yet because I'm gonna hang up before you answer so I can listen to it on the TV. But real quick, what is your what is your overall? I'm talking to Mr. Hyman, Mr. Caller. Sorry.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, man.
How Hyman? How do you see the end game of this organization that's running Jamaica at this point? Like, what do you see, knowing that you hear what Rosie's saying, you see what's going on with investments, you see a lot of mopping up going on. What is your overall view on the end game to this corporate? Is the way that the people need to know that they can go ahead and try to sever something before it comes to that point, if you do have a negative perspective? Thank you very much. That's my question.
Okay. So based on what we are doing now, the end game is will fall into a deep recession based on what is being done now. The people will endure more hardships. And what we're saying, if they are not determined and strong enough, then this will continue. And as I see it, it will be reflected in the polls at the next election. And if the people are strident, we might end up with an election before the election is due. And if we do not, what we're going to see is more criminality and more social dislocation in the country if we continue on the current direction in which we are going. And more young people will leave the country to go abroad. So the brain drain will continue and the high levels of poverty and social dislocation will continue.
Get that,
And
caller?
how do we? Yeah, I hear that. But how do we? How do people get started with the process of trying to make that not happen? Because I don't think
Well,
they understand how to go about by doing this.
well, the people have a whole lot of responsibility. They'll have to start pay attention to what is happening in Jamaica or the country is being governed. They'll have to start pay attention to what is happening in the rest of the world. There's nothing to stop them from doing that because they have their smartphones and they have television. So they can look and see what is happening in the rest of the world, what other leaders are doing, and look at what is happening in Jamaica and conclude in relation to the difference and demand more from the people who are running Jamaica. So the people hold the cards. They believe that they don't have the cards. So the people have to change their mindset from being the servants and let the people know that we are the bosses and this is what we want you to do. Right now, the people have surrendered their rights and everything to those who are running the country. And when we say the people, we mean not just the ordinary man on the street. We mean the people who say them are the bigger heads from media to university to private sector. Everybody that's silent and make the money do what they want to do. And they are taking
True.
advantage of
All
that.
right.
They are
Thank
taking
you.
advantage of the people.
All right, caller.
So the people have to rise up.
Rally, as we wrap up, just run back what go on today again for the people.
So today, the Bank of Jamaica said they might keep the interest rates at the current level. The Bank of Jamaica says inflation will accelerate because of the global crisis, but because the people them so poor, it might act as a damper on how far inflation go. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica told us today that people are leaving the labor force and going outside of the labor force. 32,900 persons are now outside of the labor force. The number of people working, 1.389 million, is less 30,100 less than those who were working in January of last year. The Bank of Jamaica intervened in the foreign exchange market again today with 80 million. With 30 million, the people wanted 80 million. Yesterday they intervened with 30 million and the people wanted $75 million. So they are way below in terms of the supply in relation to demand. So those are the major things that happen in the economy today. Yep.
Let's go to the final caller. Go ahead, caller.
Right. Early.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What the Honorable Mark Golding say? If the head of the stream door?
Dirty.
Dirty. Yeah, man.
All right. So
Correct.
if you the river more time, you see Colin, you look, you see river that's come down dirty,
And no
Yeah,
written
man.
off already there.
Yes, man.
All right.
That's correct.
So we don't have to spell it out. Because if
Yeah,
you give
man.
a man, if you give a man if you give a man a company name A, and A can't talk to D, C, E, F, G because A is steal from the cookie jar. You think you can't talk to somebody? You can't talk to somebody.
Can't
True,
talk to
man.
nobody.
Talk to
Can't
nobody,
fire nobody again.
Yeah,
You
man.
remember
Straight.
that he
Can't fire nobody,
fired. You remember that he fired Ruel Reed, you know. But
Yeah.
at that time,
Yeah.
this whole thing about his statutory filing was not out there.
Correct.
Since his
Right.
statutory filing issue out, them can't fire nobody.
No.
But remember, I said the only reason I fire Real Read is because it was too out plain, outright, and
Yeah,
Real Read
man.
was even
Blatant on the public pressure.
against the court.
Yes.
Yeah,
Everything
man.
they bust out, the scandal they bust
Yeah,
out. So
yeah,
you never
man.
have a choice.
Yeah,
But
man.
Donovan Williams thing bust out, him can't say nothing to him now.
No.
Just
No.
what?
Yeah, because
All gonna say
he's
something, and him name a car and the same thing too.
yeah, man.
That's what
He's
we are,
compromised.
that we are saying.
Yeah, man.
That's what we're saying. Him can't talk to nobody.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I'm name a car night too. Him name him wife name a car night too.
All right, brother. A little more.
Yeah.
Blessings. Rally. We talk
Yeah.
tomorrow.
All right, brother. Blessings. Yeah, man. Cool.
Blessings.
Yeah,
All
man.
the listeners and viewers and subscribers, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share the channel. Yeah, man. Subscribe, like up, and share up the channel. This has been the Colin Bell Show on Portland Spice TV. We come back tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening, we should be having Peter Gay Ferguson. And of course, we're going to have some more guests tomorrow evening. Join us at 5 p.m. sharp. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again for the Colin Bell Show. Peace be with you, my people. One love.